Pepsiman is a fast-paced, heart-pounding, carpal tunnel-inducing endless runner from 1999. You play as 8-time Olympic gold medalist and 11-time world champion sprinter Usain Bolt, who, after consuming a can of holy Pepsi, becomes the superhero Pepsiman. His objective? To quench the thirst of the masses by running to their location and giving them the drink of a new generation. As he shows his O-face. I thought I was done with mascots, at least for a short time. I'm completely wrong. But I'm looking at Pepsiman for a sole reason. The concept and the game itself is bizarre in a good way. It's apparently one of the few company-branded games that isn't bad. But the big question is, how did we get here? Well, to answer this question, we need to quickly peer into the veil of PepsiCo and take a look at the competitive and dystopian industry of advertising. I'm confident most of us know about PepsiCo. If you don't, then you've probably liked, subscribed, and rang the notification bell to the Coca-Cola propaganda. Basically, they're one of Coke's biggest rivals in the food, snack, and beverage business, and a part of their rivalry involves a slew of advertising for achieving capitalistic dominance. PepsiCo had their fair share of weird and quirky TV commercials, but to have the proper context for Pepsiman, we need to go back to 90s Japan. The Japanese branch of PepsiCo, in their bid for Eastern beverage domination, created the character as a mascot since the imported US ads weren't doing well. They employed hard-hitting names in the industry to create a series of commercials that gaslighted viewers into thinking they originally came from the West. The end result is a series of commercials that were a success. In an attempt to promote the character further, PepsiCo decided to make the game we know today. And just like the eccentric character, the game is as equally outlandish. Pepsiman has two objectives: to promote the eponymous mascot and to be a giant Pepsi ad. This makes Pepsiman one of the few games with a high APM, or advertisements per minute. This was all done with a small budget and it fucking shows. The story? Nobody gives a shit. The soundtrack? Hope you like remixes of a single tune. The graphics? It's a functional clash of 2D and 3D. The total runtime? What is an hour? But despite lacking in certain aspects, its utter craziness carries the game. It's probably the main charm and selling point. Take the game's FMVs for example. They make no sense, but removing them massively takes the fun out of the game. As for the gameplay, Pepsiman can be summed up as the traditional arcade experience. Easy to pick up but ramps up in difficulty, metaphorically eating your quarters. It's a memorization heavy game and requires fast reflex. You'll need both to comfortably progress through the game, else you'll be stuck at certain stages. Fortunately, simplicity is at the core of Pepsiman. The game is an on-rails runner where you have to avoid the obstacles of all 4 stages, with each stage divided into 3 sections. Pepsiman can slide or jump through hazards, making for accessible controls. Just a shame that the game doesn't introduce nor explain other control-specific mechanics. So you might share my painful experience of Stage 2-2, where I kept on dying to the same train, only to learn after a quick Google search that dashing is a thing. Good job, PepsiCo. It's essential to get used to dashing and braking, as obstacles are not made equal. Some simply cause severe concussions, while others make Pepsiman allergic to the concept of living. Granted, Pepsiman can take a finite amount of hits before dying, and said amount can be replenished by collecting Pepsi cans in the stage. However, this is offset in the later stages where the obstacle placement gets tight, as if you need to do perfect inputs. However, it's not all doom and gloom. As irritating as the obstacles can be, they're entertaining when they want to. It certainly adds to the bizarre adventure, and they make for some good set pieces. Case in point, the barrel that reverses your controls and the insert Sonic Adventure 2 joke here. Or what about the varied stage design that definitely sets each other apart if we disregard the set pieces? The game is already memorable by itself, but it's stupidly crazy details like these that push the game even further. The best way to sum up Pepsiman is mindless fun. It's not something to be taken seriously. I mean, it's a giant ad for fuck's sake, starring one of the quirkiest company mascots in existence. As a game, it's functional and could be worse. But it's not great either. While it's fun, it's all thanks to the absurd context behind Pepsiman, and admittedly, that's not for everyone. That said, I still think one should try this game at least for novelty's sake, to be able to say that they were able to play it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hi there! If you like the content, consider leaving a like and subscribing. If you want to provide further support, I have a tip jar on my Ko-fi page and a Twitter at KenAthomos. Links are in the description. Take care!